Hello guys, welcome back to another video. And today we have a problem which says that for this given expression, we have to find the minimum value, right? We have to find the minimum value. So the expression is x square plus 1 by x square minus 6x minus 6 by x plus 2. Okay, that is the expression. And we have to find the minimum value, right? Okay. So how are we going to do that? So first you can pause the video and give it a shot, and then you can come back later and see the whole solution. Okay. All right. I am assuming that you would have given it a serious try. So let's begin with the solution itself. So like when you see this part, and when you see this along with this part, and let's view it together. And the other part, let's view it like this. Okay. Yeah, right. Let me choose another deeper color, I would say. Let's say this one. Okay. So if you see this, then this is basically x plus 1 by x the whole square, right? And this one is minus 6 x plus 1 by x. Now what happens is you can take x plus 1 by x as common. Then what is left is x plus 1 by x and minus 6, right? Okay. Why not, in order to reduce the complexity, let's put this t. Okay, let's call it as t. So the equation now becomes t into t minus 6, right? We have to minimize this, so this is t square minus 60. Okay, which is basically a quadratic equation. And if we want to make the graph of it, then we see that one solution is at 0, another at 6, because this reduces to 0 when t is equal to 6, right? So 0, 6, the graph would be something like this. And as we know, the point of minima here, let's say this point, its coordinates in a quadratic equation are minus b by 2a comma minus d by 4a, right? Great. What is a, what is b, what is d? Like, you may be, if someone is wondering what is this a, what is this a, what this d and b, so let me tell you something that a quadratic equation in its general form is like this. It is like ax square plus bx plus c, right? And d discriminant is basically b square minus 4ac. Okay, wait, so you can keep this in mind, and then you would like to find this value in our problem, right? Okay, so d would be b square, that is 6 square, that is 36. So minus d by 4a, that is minus 36 by 4 into a is 1, so that is minus 9, right? So minus 9 is the solution. There is another way to do this problem. Using calculus. All right. Okay, so if you can write this as, let's write it as f of t is equal to t square minus 60. Okay, now if we take the derivative, that is 2t minus 6, and at what point this f dash t is equal to 0? At what t? That is at t is equal to 3. Okay, now let's take the second derivative. So basically I'm going to use this second derivative test to find the minima. Okay, that gives us 2, that is greater than 0. Since it is greater than 0, then of course the point at which f dash t is equal to 0, that is this point, that would be minima for f of t, right? So we will simply club this value t is equal to 3 here. What does that gives us? Okay, 9 minus 18, that is minus 9 again. So by calculus also we are getting the same value. So this was the second method. You can call it as a second method to find the minimum of the given expression, and the first method was simply using the graph. Okay, I would also like to tell you about this second derivative test. The second derivative test. So let me bring you here. So there is a very cute little trick how to remember that when f double dash x, let's say, is greater than 0, then it is basically minima for fx, and when f double dash x is less than 0, then that is basically maxima for this fx. But at what x? Let's call it at as x1 and x2. So these x1 and x2 have to be the roots of f dash x. Okay, so its roots are like say x1 and x2 roots, right? So the trick is that sometimes we may confuse that like say f double dash x1 is greater than 0, so we may think that if it is greater than 0, was it maxima or was it the minima for fx, right? Simply turn this clockwise 90 degree. Simply turn this clockwise 90 degree. What do we get? We get something like this. And here what do we get? We get something like this, right? What is this? This is point of minima and this is point of maxima. So this is a cute little trick you can remember, so that you don't confuse that whether it is greater than 0 then it is maxima or less than 0 then that is maxima, right? You can call it as a PST also, that is problem solving technique. And that is for, and that's all for this video. Thank you for watching.